family, let us recap. Last video, we installed the wallpaper. I added the painter's tape. Then we moved to the next wall and we started caulking. And I told you guys how much I enjoyed caulking. And then we sanded. Family, welcome back to today's video. Okay, family, this portion of today's video is sponsored by Kitlife. As you can see what your girl got in her hands, I got myself some Gucci slippers, girl. What you talking about? These are one-on-one master copies, okay? It comes with the authenticity card. You get a dust bag to store your slippers in or your sandals in. Guys, I am super duper 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 excited about getting these sandals. I was so excited that they reached out to me that I ordered the wrong size. I ordered the wrong size. Nevertheless, let me show you this beauty that I have going on here. Okay, so on Kitlife, you can definitely get a plethora of different brands, but today we're going over the Blondie Gucci sandals. Okay, so as you can see on their website, they have bags, they have shoes, they have accessories, like they have jewelry, just name it, they have it on their website. So definitely check their website out, and while you're there, don't forget to use my code Judith15 to get yourself 15% off. As you can see, let's get back to these sandals though. That is so freaking gorgeous. The feel of it is amazing. I did not want to take the plastic off because I want to return them and get myself a 41 because I ordered a 40. As you can see, the Gucci stamp is on the bottom. It says made by what? Italy. We don't have to talk about the TikTok videos, but let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. As you can see on their website as well, they have a large, like about, I would say, all of the name brands that you can think of. They have them. So you can definitely go on there and search for your favorite and get them at a super discounted price versus paying that expensive price, because who ain't doing that these days? I ain't. No, I'm not when I've learned the truth that have been known for years. I love these sandals. The quality of them are amazing. The bottom of the sole is a bit slippery, I'm going to be honest about that, but that's easily fixed by putting the stick grip on the bottom of these. But I have tried these on, or I think I tried some similar ones on in store, and it was the same slippery type feel. Okay, now I do have Gucci slippers, and the ones I have was a little too big for me, so that's why I sized down. But now I'm seeing that I should have stuck with my size. So I'm wearing them so you guys can see how they actually fit on the foot. Some people will be saying, girl, they're not too small. These are thongs. So if you don't have your right size, the thong is going to be very uncomfortable between the toe. But this is how they look on the foot. And when I tell you, your girl is like, eating it up, I'm eating it up. So guys, check out Kitlife if you want to get yourself on your hands on these sandals or any other items on their website. And don't forget to tell them Judith sent you. Kitlife, thank you for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Go get it, guys. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Now let's get into the balance of my video. Okay, family, let me show you how to accomplish straight lines when you're going from one color to another. As you can see previously, I applied the painter's tape and you want to press that in as hard as possible. What you're seeing me doing here is I am adding the same color black that was on the fireplace. It's the same exact color, the same sheen, everything. What that does is it seals the edge of the tape that connects the two colors. You want to do it in a very thin coat, and then you want to let it dry. While that is drying, I'm applying the paint to the molding. What I'm doing here is I am doing the brushing part first because your roller goes on smoother than a brush does. So I think this is the easiest way to do it, and it's going to give you a better finish. Okay, now when you are applying your paint to the wall, you don't want to have too much paint on your roller. You're going to see here I am not stretching the paint out too much. The more you stretch the paint, the less coverage you're going to have, and it's going to make you have to do 2 and 3 coats. With this application, I only had to do 1 coat. I did go in here and there and saw where I needed a little something, but I didn't have to complete a whole nother coat if I didn't want to. But yes, I had enough paint. I went ahead and I did it. You're seeing I am not putting too much paint on the roller. Also, this is a textured wall. If you have textured walls, you cannot use the rollers that where the gnats are very low. You need to have a roller where the gnats are a little higher than normal. So using those cheap rollers, you're gonna have a mess going on. Okay, you're gonna have the paint splashing back on you, splashing on the floor. So use a roller where it's a little, the gnats, which is the hair on the roller, it's a little thicker. Okay, as you can see, I am doing it in small portions. I'm not stretching the paint too much, and it's giving me a better coverage. So if you want to save yourself the work of doing the paint, doing too much painting, this is how you actually paint, get better coverage, and your job look more professional. Okay? I think I milked that enough. Now, I do not have another size roller. My roller is 1/2 inch too wide to fit into this gap. Now, like I'm doing the side method and going through. So you're seeing where I'm getting a really good coverage, okay? Really good coverage. Now, this color right here, oh my gosh. I am putting this down in the save book. It is a beautiful color. We went into Home Depot and Crissy actually was pulling colors out, and Crissy actually pulled this one out. And when we put it against the white, we gave it a thumbs up. It was the perfect color to use as a shadow. Okay, so that is what we're doing here. We're creating a shadow on the wall. We wanted a color that was going to be very similar to what we already have. So here I am removing the tape to show you how clean my line is. Now, there are going to be times where you're going to have just a little peek through, but it's not going to be a lot, right? It's not going to be a lot. So what I'm doing different on this side is I am adding a thinner coat so that I don't have no peek throughs at all. I'm adding a thinner coat of my new color on top of the black with the brush. Okay, very thin, let her dry, don't force it too much. And I'm going to just apply the paint and repeat what I did on the other side. If anyone is wondering if Crissy helped with any of this, yes, she did. She painted the higher parts for me because I'm only pushing 5 feet, okay? So I needed the extra height. So even up on the ladder, yeah, I couldn't reach it. So she did paint the upper parts for me. If your hands are not as straight as mine, go ahead and put the painter's tape on your baseboard so that you can achieve those clean lines. Now, I did not add the white on this side because those colors are so close to each other. So here, guys, is the sconce. This is a sconce, and we're going to be turning it so it can operate as a picture light. So it's 2 sconces that comes in the pack. So of course, you're going to get 2 remotes just in case you're putting them in 2 completely different places. But of course, we're putting them in the same place, so we only need 1 remote. What I like about these is that you can rotate the light to whatever direction you're trying to hit. So if you're trying to hit directly on the wall, if you want it to glow down, whatever it is you want to do, you can just turn it around. And it's a very easy install. All you have to do, measure, drill your holes, put your bracket up, and hang that picture. Now, what I'm doing here is I am going to do the install and show you guys. I did make an error, and this happens, and I am going to show you the error. So I did go up. I'm up on a ladder that I'm not feeling too comfortable on because I know this ladder is not spec for my weight. So every time I'm on someone else's ladder, I am like stupid nervous and want to hurry up and get off of it. I know my ladder can take my weight, but I don't like using other people's ladders, okay? But I didn't have a choice in this case. So I am measuring, and I found the center. You want to find your center. And then I measured the box of the sconce, that black part. I measured that, and it was 4.5 inches. So I measured up 4.5 so that when I put it up, it will be sitting right on top of the molding. Okay, so I took my measurement and I did my division to break it in half, and I was off. My brain was tired. I'm typically very, very good at this and very good at math. But I was off, and I was like, why is this thing off? So when I got down from up there, and after putting it up, I always measure twice. This is the first and only error that I made on this project, because every time I was measuring twice. This time I measured once. I was taking my phone, doing my calculation. This time I just did the calculation in my head. And homegirl was tired, and she made a mistake. And I'm going to show it to you guys because these things happen on projects. So yeah. But as you can see, guys, I am continuously using the level, okay? Even after you put the holes in there, you put the screws in the wall, you still want to deal with the level, okay? Because I'm screwing something in the wall. One of those screws could have been leaned or something. So I need to make sure that when the sconces go up there, they're straight. So I'm using the level. What I love about these brackets is you have that space to adjust, like how high each side is, to make sure I'm level. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm putting my level straight, and then I'm pushing the bracket up against the level to make sure it's straight. So here is when I knew I up. Went down and I looked up and I was like, why this thing off though? What's going on? And I got up there, measured it again, put it in my calendar. Look at my face. I'm like, I was so mad, so annoyed, but it's an easy fix. And you know, I just took it back down. I moved it over where it needed to go. And I just put some caulk in that hole where it was and put a little paint over it, and child, she was good. She was fixed. Nobody knows. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. I could have just skipped over this part and you would have never known. But I want you guys to see that every project don't go perfect. Everything is not perfect. You know, so when you're doing this, don't feel like, oh, I saw Judith do it and, you know, it seems so easy for her. Guys, no. That's why I am showing these errors so that you can feel comfortable doing stuff. If you don't try, you will never know that you can do it. You're gonna have little errors here and there. Fix it and move on. That's it. Okay? So don't feel no way. That's the reason why I left the errors in here. Okay? Okay. So I moved it over and I'm taking my level again. Then I'm going to reattach it and go ahead and attach the light. Guys, as you can see, I am using my bra as my tool belt. I'm not going to be going up and down this ladder, okay? So I was stuffing stuff in my bra. Now, I didn't show you guys the back of this light, but the back of it has two different openings if you want to turn this horizontally or you want to turn it vertically. But look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Okay, family, this is how this side of the room turned out. Now, we had a little episode, guys, in the home where we had some flooding that happened. So that's why you're seeing the home is not put together yet, because we cannot put the furniture back in place yet, right? But I did continue to work around the chaos that's going on right now in the home. To us, the floors is dry. To the professionals, it's not. So, guys, this is how this particular wall turned out. So what we did is she wanted something very clean, very cozy, very warm looking. She didn't want a lot going on. As you know, she has a few artwork, 2 here and then 2 in this hallway. And then she also has 2 down there at the entry, right? So adding more artwork, let me step back so that you guys can see. If we added more artwork, visually it would have been too much. Sorry, they were doing a video, so that's why these equipments are here, but we're gonna work around that, right? Like I said, we have to walk around what's going on in the space. So typically this wouldn't have been here, but because of how everything is happening right now, that is where they had to set up right here to continue to work, because you know they are content creators, they are professionals, right? So let's talk about this wall. So what I did with this wall is, because the wall is recessed, we wanted to, create a shadow box. So that's what I did with this wall. You know, we already had this dark piece here, and it kind of always appeared a little bit on finish, and that was because you have all of the stock white going on. So what I decided to do is select a paint color that will create a shadow in there. What it looks like is it's casting a shadow. So on Right here, you have that solid white, but in here seems just a tad darker, right? And that's what it did. It's tricking the eye. It's just creating this shadow, and it's very soothing. And then the next thing we did is we added molding on each side just to basically dress up the fireplace a little bit. That's what it's doing. The fireplace is the hierarchy of this accent wall, so you do not want to compete with it, but you just want to accessorize it. And this is what we're doing. So the next thing we decided to do, instead of hanging any artwork here, because remember when you put wainscoting on the walls, they in themselves is already a decor element, and you really don't need to be adding too much to it. So what I did is we just decided to add 2 sconces. So these are actual sconces that you can turn any direction, and we decided to put those up there. Now she already has the black and the gold going on in the space, so that's why we went with the ones we went. You will, of course, you guys have seen the up close of that, right? So she is very minimalistic. She don't mind going big pieces, and that is what we did in this space. So she has these big pieces that takes up a lot of visual space, and they do the job. And let's talk about it. So over here, what we have is this huge, I didn't realize on camera this thing does not look that big, but it's huge. Let me step back. This is very tall. It's about almost 3 feet. It's almost 3 feet tall. So it's huge, it's wide, it's filling that space. Look at that. Very simple, very elegant. It creates this very cozy feeling in this corner. So what we're gonna do over here, so the suggestions for this corner is gonna add 2 ottomans right here, and then just put a throw over them once, you know, she gets her space back together. And those, I will pop those up on the side, what that actually looks like if it's already done. So you guys will see that, but that will be done later on. But we have already discussed that and decided that is what we're going to do. So that is how this wall turned out. Okay, so here is the dining room. As you can see, the wall is still white. Before, you saw where I added the wallpaper. Okay, she was able to live with the wallpaper for a couple days, and she liked it, but she did not love it. Now that's where some of we designers get all caught up. So I thought that looked amazing. I love it. When I saw the wall, that's the first thing I saw. But at the end of the day, this is not my home, and the client has to love it. I saw that she did not love it, she liked it, and she was kind of forcing herself to love it. It was a little too bold for her. Okay, I know a lot of you probably gonna be like, oh my god, that was really nice, why did you take it down? It all ends with what the client wants. She could not, like, she was trying her best. We did not want to add the paint color from the other wall over here because of how funny her cabinets, like the countertop sticks out more than this top one. So it's kind of hard to end where the paint was going to end. It would have looked kind of awkward. She is a very, I don't think she'd notice it, but she's a very detailed type person where if something is crooked, it bothers her. If something is, you know, have fingerprints on it, it drives her nuts. Like, so I know her seeing on the top here a line come down with 2 different color paints and seeing it here, that would have bothered her. So I kept not going that direction because I knew better, right? Because I started to really learn my client. Now, what we did do is we changed the base of the white. So right now, from the outer framing to the entire inside. It is the same color white, but it's a different base. The rest of the house is a flat paint, which she hates and will eventually change. I have recommended to her to go ahead and do satin. So the inner part right here is satin. So it has a little glow on it. You're not going to pick it up on camera, but that's what's going on. Now, she is going to put a sconce here, the same sconces that we used in the living room area, but they're going to go in the vertical position. So one will go right here and one will go right over there. And then after she put those up, she's going to decide if she's going to continue with what I have advised her to do, which is to add an artwork right here in the middle. So, guys, if you hear Olivia, she's out there on the porch. So that is what we're intending to do when it comes to that part of the wall. So that is what we did for the collaboration. Again, she wanted to add just some crown moldings to start to make her space feel more homey, more cozy, more customized. So that is what we did. Okay, so guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys like what we did in the video. This was pretty easy for me to do. This is something I do all the time. So we did have a completely different design, which I have shown you guys, where it was going to be 3 molding here, but because the wallpaper was not enough, and then we ordered some more wallpaper, but they came to be 2 different colors, I had to improvise, and that's why we only have 1 big wainscoting molding on this wall. Otherwise, it would have been 3. 2 small ones and 1 bigger one in the middle. Okay guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys like how the design turned out. Let me know down in the comment section which one is your favorite, what are your thoughts, and remember, this is not your home. We have to go with what the client likes. Okay family, so that's the end of today's video. I want you guys to look out for the final reveal video. Now we actually styled the space, and you're going to see where I actually got her to shop her home. We all know how Crissy loves to shop, but I actually got her to shop her home. So look forward for that next video. Because of what's going on in the home, we have not completed that as yet, but it is coming. So guys, stay blessed, and remember, if you are not walking with God, you are walking with the devil. And if your God is dead, come and try the God that I serve. Family, be blessed, and I will see you in the next one.